Hello everyone, and welcome to the interactive tutorial for Battle for Wesnoth, where I'm going to show off this game a bit and hopefully persuade some of you to actually join into the multiplayer league that I am hosting. If you have any questions, post them down below in the comments. I plan to show you a simple battle, then some survival, and then I may do a campaign or two. Who knows? We shall see how it goes, and how soon I am going to fail miserably. So, we're going to start a local game. I am not going to explain things right now, because I will explain them later on and during the second playthrough. Okay, I'm just changing the amount of starting gold because I like to have a bit more to start with. I'm doing the same for the AI, which I'm going to set up right now, and we will have random factions. Now, without further ado, let's start so that the explanations can start. Man, I will suck at this. Okay, so here we have started in the game. We are playing the Undead. As you can see, this is our only unit. Now, I'm going to start with certain mechanics that I will explain right now, and as the game progresses, I will explain some more or more in depth, depending on how it goes. So, in Battle for Wesnoth, the random battle or battle against other players, you, in the beginning, choose a map. For this type of tutorial, I chose a simple one-on-one map. You can see that the map is covered in fog of war, and there's the enemy fort. Here is our fort. This is our main unit. Here you can see the statistics for it. The name of the unit is Alfapiomega because this is my capital unit. Once this unit dies, I have lost the round, so we are going to try to make him survive and kill the enemy. Here is a panel with statistics about the unit. So you can see this is a unit that has 39 hit points. It has 0 out of 70 experience points. Its name is Alfapiomega. It's a Deathblade. Deathblade is a level 2 skeleton unit. You can see it here, it has a level 2. It's chaotic, I'm going to get to that later on. It's undead, it can submerge into deep water, where it can stay hidden. It has 6 movement points, and it has a single type of attack, melee blade attack, 8 times 5. What this means is that if I attack an enemy unit, I will attack it 5 times with 8 damage. I will probably not hit with all of them, so there are different units. Some have, say, only 2 attacks with a very high number, others have even more attacks with a lower number. So there are different strategies for each, and every one is a bit different in its use and specialization. Now, above here you can see that it's turn number 1, it's turn of Alfapiomega. I hate red color, I should have changed it for white, that's my favorite. We have 200 gold, we have 0 out of 16 villages. I'm going to get to that immediately, don't worry. We have 1 unit, we pay no income, and we are getting 2 gold per turn. That's the basic income. And 1745 is the timer, which is not set on because I don't want to be pressed while I have to explain everything. So we're going to start by recruiting units. First things first, every village you can see here and here and here gives you additional income of 2. It can also support 1 unit. So for each village you can have 1 free unit that doesn't deduct any income. If we, for example, take this village, and this village, our income will go up by 6, and we will have 3 extra available units. Now, if you go above these 3 units, which can be supported by a village, it costs 1 gold per unit level per turn to have that unit. So for example, if I recruit 2 units now, which I'm going to do immediately, I'm going to recruit, say, a skeleton and a skeleton archer. You can see that our income has went down to 0. That's because we are paying 1 for the skeleton archer and 1 for the skeleton. Yay! Now there's also a level 0 unit, for example the vampire bat, which is way weaker than level 1 units, but has the bonus that it doesn't require any income. So you can see we are still stuck on 0. I'm also going to get a Dark Adept, and that goes. Don't worry, I will talk about each of these units later on. Now, as I got 2 bats, the income was 0, but now you notice that I have a Ghost and a Dark Adept, which are both level 1, so our income has went down to -2. So I'm going to take this village now, and you can see it went up to 1. That's because we got +2 for the village, and also we got 1 free upkeep. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, don't worry. Once you play, you will understand. So I passed my turn. The AI has already taken its turn, so I'm going to return my Death Blade to the castle. The unit, any unit can be recruited only in the castle while your, I don't know what to call it, like capital or leader unit is located in the elevated castle tile, like one of these 2. Then you can recruit in the respective castle. What it is? Oh yeah, you can see that this one has a little crown. That means that it's the leader unit. So now we are going to use our bats. Bats are extremely weak. They are level 0. You can see that they have only 17 hit points and only 1 attack, which is Fangs. It does 4 times 2 damage. It's a melee attack. Again, as with the Death Blade, it's a blade attack, and it has the chance to drain. The unit drains health from living units, healing itself for half the amount of damage it deals, rounded down. I'm going to send this bat here. Bats are not all that useful. They are pretty much only good because of their line of sight and because of their fast movement and capability of taking villages. The Ghost is going to take this village. The Skeleton is going to take this village. Okay, you're going for this one, and yeah, I can't take this one. Oh, never mind. A word of advice, by the way, I am not good in this game. I played it a lot several years ago. By the way, the game is still being developed and updated, and that is quite impressive. However, I haven't spent a lot of time playing it lately, so if I say something that doesn't make much sense or was changed, I apologize. I will probably figure it out very soon. So now let's get some more skeletons and skeleton archers. We're going to also get 1 ghoul. Let's get another ghost and 2 dark adepts. Now I don't know what enemy I'm facing, so I'm just playing blind here, but I'm pretty sure that when I press the end turn we will know. No, we still do not know. What the hell? Okay, there's no village here that I could take. And there's no village here that I could take. Damn. Well, never mind. Let's take this one. Keep the skeleton here, and we are going scouting. Okay, now we see. Oh, we're facing orcs. Okay, that tells me something. Orcs are... well, they're not called orcs. I think they're called northerners. They are similar to undead in the sense that they have a lot of cheap, expendable units. So this is going to be a massacre. I can already tell you that. We'll need more skeletons and maybe some ghosts. Unless they get orc riders, we should be okay. So let's move you a bit. We're going to push in the middle with the skeletons and hope for the best. I'm also going to get you because you will be useful. Now I'll try to describe every unit as I go and as I use them. But for now I'll just move them forward. You will see how we go. Okay, so they're advancing with orcish archers. Archers are very weak in melee, and these orcish archers are one of the weakest archer units in the game. However, they have a flaming arrow, which can hurt us quite badly, because if there's something that undead are susceptible to, it's either impact or magic or fire damage. Those are banes on the undead. Now I think time has come to show you another mechanic, because we will probably get to it. No, not this turn, they can't reach us. Every unit, apart from having attacks and hit points, also have weaknesses and strengths. So for example, the Deathblade has a 50% penalty against arcane type damage, which represents magic. So if someone attacks him, say with an arcane attack of 10 and hits, it will instead do 15. However, it is quite resistant to Blade Cold and Pierce, with, as you can see, a small vulnerability against fire and impact, which is logical because, you know, it's a skeleton. It can burn and it can be crushed. Bats, I believe, have no major penalties. Yeah, they are susceptible only to impact damage. Pierce and fire and blade are on 0, and they're resistant a bit to arcane and cold. Well, skeletons, yeah. By the way, skeleton is level 1, and Deathblade is an advanced version of skeleton. If we manage to get 25 experience points on this skeleton, it can level to either Revenant or Deathblade. So notice, skeleton has 5 times 3 attack and 33 hit points. Deathblade has way more attack, 6 times 5, with 39 hit points only. So it's a small upgrade in hit points, but a huge upgrade in attack. And while I'm at it, I can also explain another thing. There are several phases of the day in the game. They are, I think, dusk, morning, afternoon, dawn, first watch, and second watch. During each of these phases, certain units have penalties, certain units have no bonuses or penalties, and certain units have bonuses. All of the undead units are chaotic, so they have a 25% bonus during first and second watch. They have no penalty during dusk and dawn, but they have a 25% penalty during the day. As we're facing orcs who are also chaotic, it means that there will be a huge fuck ton of damage done on both sides during the night, and very little damage during the day. If we, for example, fought humans who are lawful, they would prevail during the day with the 25% bonus, and we would suffer with the 25% penalty, and it would turn around for night. But this way it's going to be pretty awful during the night. Okay, now let's see what units we have here that we haven't moved yet. Oh, the bat. So are they advancing here as well? Nope. There are no units on the west corner. Oh, that's the east corner, sorry. Southeast. Kind of feel weird why the AI isn't advancing more. Okay, the battle has started. Damn, so many orcs. Okay, now I can see that it's dusk. Wait, dusk? So, did I switch dusk and dawn? I'm not sure. You understand, the day just changes. When the sun goes down, it's dusk, and when it goes up, it's dawn. So, you probably know that. Now, we should talk a bit more about these enemies we are facing. These are infamous Orcish assassins. They don't have much hit points, only 32, and they're very weak in both of their attacks. They have only 8x1 dagger melee attack and 3x3 throwing knives. What they are feared for, though, is that they are a marksman attack unit, which means they always hit with a 60% chance or more, and they have poison. Thankfully, we don't have to fear that, because undead are immune to poison. If we had a living unit, though, it's possible because we have the Dark Adepts are susceptible to that. They are not undead, so they can be overtaken by poison. It takes 80 hit points every turn until the unit is healed, but it cannot kill a unit. It only goes down to 1 hit points. However, that's so bad that the unit will most certainly die. Another mechanic I haven't talked about is the defense. Every tile, when I click, for example, on the skeleton, has a specified defense value for each unit. So a simple grassland provides a 40% defense for the skeleton, which means that on each of these tiles, the skeleton has a 60% chance to be hit by the enemy. If we move it to hills or forests, it has a 50% defense. So it's obviously better to move it into such tiles. If we move it, for example, into the water, okay, I can't move it into the water. Oh, I can move the skeleton archer into the water. The defense drops to 10%, so the enemy would have 90% chance to hit you. That is incredibly high, and I don't want to do that. So you have to find nice defensive spots for your units so that they won't succumb to enemy attacks. Of course, it's always better to attack the enemy with an attack he doesn't have. For example, if I attack the Orcish assassin with the axe, notice that the attack goes up. It's 9x3 now, with the chance of 50% to hit, while the enemy has only 5x1 with a 50% chance to hit. This is because skeleton is resistant to blade type damage, and obviously Orcish assassin is weak towards that. Yes, 40% penalty. So skeleton is quite dangerous for them, and I'm going to take advantage of that and try to kill this assassin as soon as possible. Okay, we missed all of the times. Damn.